Make sure that your notebooks are ready. You already know, you've seen the flyer. We already know why we are here. And it's an exciting, very, very exciting time of the year. It's a time where we look for the future. We start to prepare for the goals and ending the year strong to start the beginning of the year. And we all know it's Decision December today. And so who better to help us to kick this off than a woman that's allowed me to make the best decisions of my life. I honestly believe, guys, that if you pay attention to what this woman is about to say, that your life will change. I'm not hyping, I'm not gassing. I am a product of this woman's mentorship. Okay, everything that you guys receive from me, directly or indirectly, come from this woman. I have to give her honor. This ain't no game. This woman's been in this industry longer than some people in the company have been alive. She is on this team, seriously, no game. She's a mom, she's a wife. She has been honored by Barack Obama, okay? Barack Obama, we all know who Barack Obama is, ex-president of the United States of America. She is a cancer survivor, multiple occasions. She has pulled through. She is a woman of God. Ladies and gents, she is not just dominating in the network marketing industry where she is 250 loaded. If you know what that means, you know what that means. A whole chairwoman. She represents so much for so many of us. She is a woman that literally everywhere she goes, the anointing helps nations and generations, people across the world. Since connecting to this woman, ladies and gents, my level up has just been real, okay? I want to talk to you guys about mentorship right now because, you know, mentorship is uncomfortable when you are surrounded by somebody that literally is going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And this woman has been the woman that, you know, you guys know not any person can mentor me, not any person can, you know, direct me. She has the receipt. She has a heart for people. And she has been the reason why, you know, the results, the growth in me, the personal development, the external things that you guys have seen has been happening for me, that's been enabled me to pour into so many people. This woman is a woman with integrity. She's a woman that loves people. She's a woman that gives up her time, okay? Gives up her time to be able to serve, even when there is no direct benefit to her financially, but because she has a love for the people, she, she gives, and she gives from the heart, guys. She's currently doing 12 days of praise on social media. And so if you haven't been tapping into that, you know, you're really missing out. I want to encourage you to tap into that as well. But we are here, guys. I want you to help me to welcome the absolutely amazing Bitcoin mommy, founder of Rich University, a woman with multiple businesses global around the world, mother, wife, woman of God, mentor to thousands of people across the world, the one and only Dr. Chyna Bethley. Let me see if I can make her co-host so we can get her on. Sis, are you here?
Hey, Nikki, I am here. Super duper excited. Wow. I just want to say, guys, show some love to your phenomenal, to your fearless, to your bold, to your iconic leader. Mrs. Nikki is really making some big things happen. She's always, you know, really thinking about your hearts, your needs, your desires. And so I am so excited to be just in partnership with such a phenomenal woman that's really leading from the front. She represents so well for each and every one of you. Every time you see Nikki on the stage, every time you see Nikki on a call, every time you see someone giving her accolades, just know that she is the representation for each and every one of you. And you should take great honor, great pride, and great joy in seeing your phenomenal leader really be the voice for each and every one of you. So Nikki, I just want to say congratulations on all your success, your commitment, your tenacity for being one of the pioneers of your country there inside of the United Kingdom. What you're doing is so honorable, it's so respectable. So many people, to be honest with you, in business, when things get tough, they can't stand the test of time. There's so many people that started the process with you, Nikki. I'm sure that's not still here right now. There's some people who started off really, really strong that's not still here. And so we admire you, we appreciate you, and we honor you for your commitment to your word, but also your commitment to the people that believe in this process, that believe in this opportunity and this platform. So y'all show Nikki some love once again. I think that sometimes we could get way too comfortable as a culture, and you don't want to get comfortable. You don't want to normalize. You don't want to get too familiar with, some of the things that are being done right now. We know that, $10,000 a month, $25,000 a month, and it's not just about the money. It's really about the discipline. It requires a high level of discipline. You don't just get to those positions just because you're cute. You don't just get to those positions just because of who your parents are. You don't just get to those positions because of the degrees that you have. It really does take a high level of discipline, self-discipline, mental discipline, spiritual discipline, to get to these places. Financial discipline. Some people get to a point where they start making just the same amount of money that their job was paying them, and they're ready to leave their job. And now they kind of find themselves in a position where when business goes up and down, because that's just the reality of all businesses, there are seasons where your business is going to be parabolic, moving up high. There'll be some seasons where your business is going to be plateaued. There'll be some seasons where your business is like you going through some learning lessons in your business. And so the financial discipline as well is going to be extremely, extremely important. So with that being said, I'm honored to be here. I want to maximize our time together. Nikki and I, we really go way back. She was a part of the kickoff of my coaching program that I launched in Dubai. Nikki made a commitment to come. There were some other people that were supposed to come with her. She said, I don't care who's not going. I know that I am going to be there. There is something that you have that I need. And some of you right now that's listening into the call, I really want to make sure that you are clear that that's really what coaching and mentorship is. Mentorship, more importantly, there are people that God will align in your life that will have what you need. They have the keys that you need to get into the next door for the next season of your life. And it requires humility. I can tell you guys, it's the cheat sheet. It's the fastest way to success, but it requires it requires humility. And why is that important? Because you have to submit your way of thinking in a particular area to someone else's way of thinking. It doesn't mean that this person is better than you. It doesn't mean that they're perfect. It doesn't mean that you're going to like everything that's going to be said. But what it does mean is that you respect and you honor that this particular person has been able to accomplish, be able to receive, been able to do something that maybe you have not yet been able to do. And you understand that the shortest distance to your success is really having a heart of humility, because you can't submit where there's no humility. If you are not willing to really recognize that, wait a minute, in this area, I haven't figured it out, but this person has figured it out. This person has the GPS. Let me make sure that I identify the shortest route, which is going through coaching and mentorship, and let me just learn. And I promise you, when you do that, your heart is more open. Your heart is more open and ready to receive what it is that that person has for you, which are keys. Those keys, guys, let me tell you something. Sometimes you get on calls like this and you hear the same thing. And, oh, I heard that before. I don't need to get on another call because I heard what they said. Listen, it don't matter what you heard if you haven't seen it manifest in your life. It doesn't matter how many times you keep hearing the same thing over and over again. Some of you go to the job that you go to and you do the same thing over and over again. But at the end of the day, that's a part of the process for you to get to wherever it is that you're going, or whatever the end goal is for you to get your paycheck. You got to do it. And so why do you need to hear some of the same principles of success over and over again? It's because most of us have spent 12 years. Some of us have spent 14, 16 years. Some of us have spent 18 years being conditioned in our mind to think a certain way. When you come into the industry that we're in, which I call free enterprise, which I call group economics, it is now required for you to now regain a sense of awakening consciousness as to really what we're doing. Because you've been taught to do things a certain way, so much so that a lot of people don't even understand that the things that they have in their mind is not even an original thought. We were taught to be skeptical about anything besides a job. I don't care what city, state, or country you're in. That is taught to you. You are taught to go to school to get an education so that you can graduate from school and go to college and get a degree so that you can get a job. That was embedded into your fibers since you were in preschool. Therefore, why is it important to hop on calls that help you to develop personally? Because these calls help you to have clarity on what your purpose is. Listen, it doesn't really matter what the product is inside of group economics, inside of free enterprise. Only thing that matters is that you believe in the product. The product is not really the focal point. The real product is you. The real product is you developing from the version of yourself that you enter at into a higher version of yourself. See, you want to become, God bless you, a higher version of who you are today. When you came in here, once again, I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I can tell you guys right now, we were conditioned, no matter if you were lower class, middle class, or upper class, everything blended in together as far as I'm concerned. I didn't know what class we was in. I just know that my parents loved me and we did the best that we could to get whatever it is that we had, right? But what I can tell you is that what was taught to us was to be skeptical. So when I came into this industry, the reason that I can tell you that is not your original thought, because most all of us thought the same way, but that wasn't my thought. And let me tell you how I know my thought wasn't to be skeptical about free enterprise, to be skeptical about network marketing. You know how I know it wasn't my original thought? Because the vehicle of network marketing was connected to my purpose. The vehicle of network marketing was connected to my desire. But the skepticism that was connected to poverty because of how I grew up, which was connected to my environment, I began to regurgitate what I heard other people say, even though it wasn't my original thought. See, my goals and my dreams and my desires, I wanted freedom and time. I wanted an unlimited amount of money. I wanted to be able to travel around the world. I wanted the hidden wealth secrets. I wanted to know how some people could live and travel around the world and live in these beautiful homes and not live in lack. I wanted to know what the recipe was. But when an opportunity like this was presented, guess what I did? I did what every other person usually does, and that's called shrink. It's called shrinking into the conditioning of the mind that conditioned me to think a certain way. Nobody's skeptical about a job. Why? Because we've been conditioned to believe that this is what we're supposed to do, even though you know that most people will never become wealthy working a job. Even though you desire to be wealthy, you still ain't questioning nobody who got a job because you were conditioned. Nobody's questioning you going to college, even though you know a ton of people with student loan debt that they have not been able to pay back 10, 20 years later. Nobody's questioning the degree that most people, 65% of people with degrees don't even work in their field. Yet in this generation, you're still encouraging the next generation to follow the same blueprint that did not work, because the mind was conditioned over and over and over and over and over again. This is why you have to take authority. This is the power of this industry. This is why this industry is ridiculed so much, because they can't have too many people free. Then they won't be able to control. We can't have too many people being free. So if you want freedom, you got to fight for it. What do you have to fight? Your first thing you got to fight is your own mindset. First thing you have to fight is the conditioning of the mind. The second thing that you have to fight after you fight yourself is your environment that you created. You created your environment that have kept you right where you at. Environment. What did I say? Environment. Your environment keeps you complacent and comfortable with the norm. And as soon as you start thinking above border, here comes the controversy. Here comes the static. Here comes the resistance with those that you're so familiar with that you start to question your own desires. You've been able to overcome you. Now you know, dang, I knew I wanted something more. Wow, I knew it was a dream still on the inside of me. Man, I remember when I was a kid, I used to dream this way and do this and do that. Man, now you've overcome your own mentality and conditioning, but that ain't enough. Because you are the average sum of the 5 closest people to you. You are. You are the average sum, not just financially. You are the average sum. You write down the names of the 5 closest people to you. Who do you spend the most time talking on the phone with, connecting with on social media, the most time eating and engaging with? Write down some of their characteristics. Write down their incomes, current income status. Write down some of the habits that they have. What do they do for recreation? You are of the 5. You are an average of that 5. So your environment is so critical because you can overcome yourself after being in this environment. Watch this. This is the danger. Now you joined. Wow. It's really, dang, I didn't know it was really about personal development and empowerment. I really thought for so long that this was one of those things. I didn't even know what the thing was that they was talking about, but I said the same thing everybody else said. Why? Because my mind was conditioned. It was somebody, that's one of them things. I didn't know what the thing was they was talking about. Somebody asked me, do you keep your business options open? And I responded the same way I heard somebody else respond. Is that one of them things? Just like she rolled her neck, I roll mine. Guys, we're so impressionable as human beings. That's why your environment is so important. Couples start to sound alike after a while. Best friends start to do the same things after a while. You don't know how you picked up on that habit. You sound just like your friend. That's why who you choose as your friend is so important. Who you choose as your mate is probably the most important decision you will ever make in your life. Your environment. So what happens is you got an opportunity. You joined and you got started. Now, remember, you slightly overcome your own conditioning, but that's 12 years of conditioning, I sis. I mean, you only been in this thing for a week. You feel empowered when you got started. I can do this. I believe. That's what I want. Yes, I want to make this amount of money. Yes, I want to travel around the world. I can do it. But depending on where you spend your time at, you will slowly but surely go back to what we call muscle memory. See, muscle got memory. You got to develop a new muscle, baby. You felt good in that moment, but that muscle memory set in. So those habits and behaviors start sitting in. You know, normally when you get off of work, you're used to watching TV or getting on the phone or maybe gossiping or maybe scrolling or maybe feeling overwhelmed. You don't realize the power of your words. So you still speaking things that you shouldn't speak about. Because life and death is in the power of the tongue. So you don't even understand yet in the beginning that you can't keep speaking death over your business, over your body, over your relationship and think that increase is going to come. So you literally have to be renewed in your mind. And that's a process, but you don't realize it's a process. So you got some steam, you excited, but then you go around some people who still content. They ain't on a call like this. They don't have mentorship where I've spent millions of dollars investing into my mind. Millions of dollars investing into being around some of the most brightest and sharpest minds and masterminds with billionaires, while other people were spending thousands of dollars and tens of thousands on entertainment. They didn't get on this call with you. Maybe some of them had an invitation, but they didn't show up. You did. So now you go back in that environment and you excited. And as you share your excitement with them, because energy is transferable, your intent is to give them your energy. But when your intent is to give them your energy and you relinquish some of your energy to them and it's not really received, you still have less energy in that moment, especially if they give you back nonchalant, especially if they give you back slick hate, especially if they give you back seeds of doubt.
Caesar contentment. Caesar, who you think you is? Caesar, girl, I did that before, girl, that stuff don't work, girl, Bro, I did that before, man, you gonna let them people get you, man? Dude, you been broke. My whole life you've been broke. I no longer can even listen to what you're talking about. Because when I wrote down the 5 closest people to me, I realized that you were the brokest on the list. See, if you were really bold and iconic in your higher version of yourself, you could have that authentic conversation. And then they would nip it in the bud immediately. And he will realize he don't have that authority in your life anymore. She will realize she don't have that authority in your life anymore. But most people won't start off that way. It's a process before you get that bold. And most people think what requires them to get that bold is, well, once I get some results, once I start making some money, you just shrunk. First of all, you was in school for 4 whole years. You ain't made a dime. You were so proud to be a part of whatever university you was a part of. You'd have thought you owned the university. You got every piece of paraphernalia in there. You done went to every game. You done put stickers on your car. You ain't made a dime. You are the cheerleader that did not make the official squad. But it's something that costs you $324, a little stanky $324 too at that. Your bundles cost more than that, sis. Don't play with yourself like that. That's a lot of money. $274 a month. Why are we debating $274 a month? Somebody spent tens of thousands for education that they're not using at all. $274 a month, that's $3,500 a year. I went to Miami because I don't really go out to no clubs and nothing. If I'm going to celebrate somebody or something, they done spent almost $7,000 to sit on this little sofa. People sitting at the space so small, I'm scratching my head because they split it to sit at the sofa in the VIP section. So the girls could come with the little things in the bottle so that they can to put it on social media. I said, no, wait a minute now. I said, now how much does that cost again? To sit right down the sofa? Is that even real leather on the sofa? But they don't care. They get to sit in the VIP section and have the bottles come. And this costs $3,500. This costs less than you sitting on that sofa for a couple of hours. And y'all figuring out how y'all could split to sit in the section so the girls could come with the bottles and here goes something. Come on. It's $3,500 for the year. Don't tell yourself that that's expensive because that's insulting to your greatness. Now, if it ain't in your budget, then you got a cash flow problem, and that's why you need to be here. But $274 a month. See, if you think it's expensive, you're going to attract other people that think it's expensive. And this is why you got people coming to you like, well, it's the holiday time right now. And people ain't got no money right now. Shit, them malls packed out here. I don't know how they are by you guys, but in Atlanta, they packed. I went to get my nails done yesterday and I was like, I can't find a parking spot at this level. What's going on? Oh, it's holiday season. People spending money they don't have. Some people might be in that stealing, but everybody ain't in that stealing. They're spending something. Some of them may be stealing. I ain't gonna say ain't nobody stealing, but everybody not stealing in the mall. So why do you keep saying people don't have money? Because you receive what you believe, whether it's true or not. So if you believe that people don't have money and people going through a hard time, I'm not saying that there's not fact to it, but you are looking to attract people who desire what you have. And what you have is not just the absent 200 educators. I don't sell people on foreign exchange. I don't sell people on education because for me, I know they want the end result, and the end result is freedom. I sell people on the what? Results of being able to earn money from home. The results of being able to take their smartphone and really make it a smartphone. The results of having access to the right apps in the right community. I'm not necessarily selling them on the process. The process is just the process. Nothing is really sexy about the process. It's really not. It requires self-discipline. Most people don't have that. It requires commitment. Most people can't be committed to almost nothing. This ain't personal when they're not committed to, they just signed up and I don't know why he ain't getting on the calls and why she ain't getting on the calls. I just can't understand that. They just, because they have a commitment issue. Don't take that personal. That's not my stuff. That's your stuff. You got to deal with that. That's why you need this. It's not personal. You got to be committed. You got to be consistent. And so I'm not selling them that because I know people struggle with that part. And my hope is that you will be so much more focused on your end goal, whether that end goal is to purchase a new home, whether that end goal is to retire your parents, whether that end goal is to pay off some student loan debt. And when I say end, I'm talking about at the end of your first set of goals, that you will be so focused on achieving and acquiring the goal that you are now willing to do what you don't feel like doing. Nobody feels like it. Let's just be clear. No one feel like it. But some of us are more irritated by the result of us not doing it than the process of doing it. Like, I don't feel like doing a lot of things that I have to do for the results that I want. But I definitely don't, I'm definitely more irritated by even the thought of being broke. I'm definitely more irritated even by the idea of being in the same place next year that I am this year. I'm definitely more irritated by being complacent and stagnated. Now that right there, if I got to get on a call, if I got to meet some people and talk to some people, I happen to enjoy what I do personally. I'm probably slightly addicted to it because I trained the muscles over a period of time. Didn't start off like that. I want to talk to people. You're going to tell me no is no, then I ain't about to be running behind nobody. I'm not about to be chasing behind nobody. I'm not about to be begging nobody. That was my mindset in the beginning, like everybody else. So look, I'm about to be calling nobody, keep calling. But I realized, Chyna, you got an opportunity here, and this opportunity to make $1 million a month. How about you develop the skills that people in this industry have so they stop thinking the way you was raised to think? Because here's the truth. I had one job in my lifetime. After Hurricane Katrina, I was always an entrepreneur, and I had this one job. After we were displaced from New Orleans and we relocated to Atlanta, I decided I had to get a job. My whole world was shook up. So a job was offered to me at the time, and I was making $18 an hour. I said, well, let's see how this goes. I was really good at the job. Didn't realize it. I was the person that called your phone to collect the money for the student loan debt that you owed. If I didn't make a certain amount of phone calls and close a certain amount of deals, I no longer would have had a job. Now, I didn't have a job that long because I just don't really care for the structures of jobs. That's just for me. I took the money, flipped the money, and got my freedom back. I paid for my freedom. I didn't like the idea, but I was good at it. Why? Give me the rules to the game, and I'm going to play to win. Because I'm a winner. Somebody type, I'm a winner. They might have conditioned you that you wasn't a winner, but you a winner. Why? How do I know that? And I don't know. You don't know me like that. God created us to be victorious. We're winners. We've been winning ever since we made it to the womb of our mother. We won. We made it to that egg first. We won. We made it out. We won. You're a winner. So give me the rules to the game, and I am going to play the game. How? To win. Some of you are playing the game small. Real small, but I'm a little shy. I was too. I had to reinvent myself. I created Chyna. She's created. I created my whole life. It works. It works. I got a vision board party that's coming up, and I promise you guys, it is probably the foundation of the beginning of my success outwardly. God gave me the vision, the dream. He put it in my heart inside, but outwardly, he showed me how to create, because he said that he made us in his likeness and his image, and he is the creator who has given us the ability to create. So why settle? Why blame our parents? Why blame our circumstances? Why not create in the right environment? Why not create your life for 2022? No limits. I believe that when you are in your imagination, you are really the closest to God. There's no limits there. It's in our imagination when we are the closest to God and we're the most God-like. God said to imitate him. Could you imagine? Could you imagine of thinking something and believing it, and understanding the authority that he gave you, and you create your life? Nikki is a part of my group coaching community. And she could tell you on our Perfect 10 calls, we just did one this morning, it was amazing. We did something about a month or two ago where everybody had to come with their vision printed out, no matter what it was. I remember Nikki's. Nikki, I believe, had just closed. You got it right there in front of you. This is real, y'all. It's real. The vision is the reason my events are not vision board parties, they're vision experiences, because I create the experience all around me, in my vehicle, in my home, on my refrigerator, on my mirror, everywhere I go. I see the abundance of God. It's hard to be depressed when you got all that going on around you. So all of a sudden, the things that used to depress you, overwhelm you, stress you, and cause you to have anxiety, they become poquito, very small. Why? Because God has allowed you in your imagination to create a vision much bigger. Well, what the heck this got to do with going chairman? When you become a higher version of yourself, you're now able to walk through doors that are already unlocked for you. See, the doors are already unlocked. That's how you got here. They're unlocked. But if you don't have the muscle in your leg to make it to the door to even twist the knob, if the desire is not strong like it needs to be for you to get to the door, you don't even know if it's locked or not. You assume that a closed door is a locked door. Chairman will come when you become a higher version of you. Chairman is bigger than just $10,000 a month. It's a reward for you actually being able to overcome your environment, right? And now being able to develop the muscle memory. You got to create new habits. So you need to document your old habits. So you could be like, dang, I do watch too much TV. Shucks. Dang, that's what she meant about gossiping on the phone. Why did I let that girl sit on the phone with me for an hour and a half? She not in my business. She's a slick hater. She don't comment or like nothing on my post. Why did I just give her a whole hour and a half out of familiarity? In this season, I don't have space for that. If you are not with me, you are against me. All that slick hating, I'm not about to be pacifying them little slick hating comments. Then come to find out you the one that the family not joining the business too, because you done slick hated to everybody, but around me, I'm your sis. Hold up, back up now. Let me compartmentalize these relationships, because now why? You're at a higher level. You can see more clearly from a different perspective. See, while you was amongst those five, you were just a part of that. You were slick hating too on people. You were slick hating too on people because that's how y'all rock. That's how y'all roll. So when you become at a higher level, you're like, dang, look, calm down. When you recognize how sis and bro was, because sis, for real, you was right there with them just a few weeks ago. That's where the grace come in at. You like, sheesh, thank God I ain't like that no more. But you can't stay around that once you identify it, because now you can hit a slick hating. Like this heifer. No, we can't do that. You got to develop some new relationships with people who are like-minded. They're not slick hating on you because they need the accountability from you, because they believe like you that you can go to where y'all going. Develop some accountability partners inside this space, because if you don't, before I leave, if you don't, what will happen? You're going to see this ship continue to go higher and higher and higher. They got so many people that's on the sideline. If they had humility, they would probably come back. But the humility keeps them on the outside. That's why you got to be careful for those of you who still are in relationships with people who are now hating on your vehicle. You can't be hating on a vehicle that's taking me to where I'm going, and you think we're going to be in close proximity. I cannot have that rubbing off on me or transferring to me. Access denied, back up. I don't play that. If I met you here, And for whatever reason, now listen, I wish you well, but you're not going to come in my environment and hate on the vehicle that God has blessed and ordained to take me where I need to go. We're not doing that because I'm a higher version of myself. I can see now. I see you. Back up. Back up. We're not doing that. No. The people on the sideline, that bitterness, you think they're bitter now? They ain't got nothing to really be that bitter about now. We've been a little quiet. But what it is they see the world is waking up. Oh, and they know we ain't no punks over here. Oh, they know these missiles about to launch over here. Oh, they know parabolic moves is on the way and they got to watch that. So you better be careful. You better be careful if that's who you still connected to that. You better be careful. So I challenge you guys right now, get clear on your goals. Very clear. Clear on your goals. Very clear. Clear on your goals. You know what you want. What you want may take you getting to chairman to get, but what you want is bigger than chairman. It's bigger than chairman. Nikki closing on her home, chairman helped her get there, but it was closing on her home that her heart desired. She wanted a new home for her family. Getting the chairman just had to be in the direction that she needed to go. What is your goals? The assignment that I'll leave you with, guys, when I come to these calls, I don't even know how to turn off masterclass. So you guys get a lot of value. Like I can't even help it. Here's the assignment. Write a list down and create the characteristics of the higher version of you. Make a list of it. What does she look like? I look back at some pictures of me. This was from like 5 years ago. You know, you're supposed to look younger when you're younger. I don't know what the heck happened. I said, Lord God, thank you for just anti-aging or aging backwards, because I looked older then. Now, money will change some things, but I think what's bigger than money is your imagination to create what you need. So I said, dang, what was that? When was this? I don't even remember looking like that. So create, what does she look like? What does she look like? It's okay if you want to give her a different name. Instagram has made that really available. You can become whoever your handle is to the social world. What's her name? What does she smell like? The fragrance is so important. Don't you minimize the fragrance. What does she like to wear? Where does she live? What does he look like? What is he driving? What type of friendships and relationships he got around him? What kind of events is he invited to? What does he do? Enjoy yourself and write this down. I don't care how long it takes. Once you write it down, keep it before your eyes. And I would say if you're really serious about doing this, I would just get in the mirror with the list. And I would look myself in the eye and I would just see the reflection of the higher version of me. And allow time to take its course so that she or he can be born, becoming the higher version of yourself. What a beautiful journey. Enjoy it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So with that being said, I pray that you gain something from this call. I know it wasn't a traditional chairman call. I get it. That's okay. Remember, you're going to get to chairman if the desire in your heart is big enough. And if you have clear directions. I believe today's call gave you clear directions of what you need to do. You got to work. You can do all that all you want. Now you got to work, but when you're at the higher version of yourself, you're going to be willing to do the work. Remember, the process is just a process. That part is easy. You hear that over and over again. I just gave you the secret gems. So I love you. God bless you. Nikki, I appreciate you. I am turning the call back over to you. This is your girl, Chyna Bethley, the Bitcoin Mommy, and I am signing out. God bless you guys. Back to you, Nikki.
Let's go. Hi guys. Oh my days. Blow up the chat box. Come on, show some love to the Dr. Chyna Bethley. She literally just shut it down for us. Make sure you tag her in, guys. Put a quote of something that she said. I mean, my Hans was writing so much. All of the quote, you can find a quote and you can tag her in and show some love on the Instagram. But, you know, most importantly, like, I've got my Dr. Chyna book right here, guys. Like, every single session with Dr. Chyna, every note, everything that she's done, I've got it inside this book right now. So make sure that these notes are not just notes that you know, roll over and put on the floor. Make sure they're things that you are actively doing, you know, especially the call to action at the end, creating your higher self. Like, you know, there's so much stuff there that was just so powerful. I'm going to go over my notes and have a look, you know, go through it again and really just reflect on it and just set some goals, write out the higher version of myself. What does that look like? 6-pack loaded, come on. And so, yes, this was an amazing call, guys, but, you know, you have to take action off the back of it. Okay, you really, really must take action. Don't let it be, you know, a call that you have your notes inside your notebook and you don't take action. You have to take action on this, all right? You really, really must take action. You know, Dr. Chyna also mentioned her vision board that she's going to be doing. Have a look on her page, guys. You will see the vision board party. So just make sure that you are intentional about the things that you're doing. Like, really, really make sure that you are intentional. Make sure that you are, you know, really taking this vehicle seriously. And, you know, making sure that on the back of this call, you make a decision, all right? Because it's all about making a decision. Whatever's happened so far for this year, whatever it is that's, you know, going on for you right now, the point is what you go forward with, what you do, you know, forward with this information. All right, we are in Build for Barcelona. You guys know that we do have a mega announcement to drop. Okay, so I need to just make sure that we are all here ready for the announcement. Let me stop the recording right now.